The other meeting, I.
No, I know. I don't know why
Is it actually? No.
it isn't.
No.
If you're all set, it is, you're all set.
We're good. Thank you, Sharon. Good afternoon, everybody. It's Wednesday, 3 July 2024. And this is the regular board meeting of the Waterville Valley Select Board. I am Rich Reader, the chair, and here today is Bob Freeze, the vice chair, and Wendy Rathgeber is select board member. So we have a quorum. Privilege of the floor. I don't see anybody here today, so we'll move along to approval of minutes. I think we have just the
The
one,
19th
19th of
May.
June.
Sorry.
Yeah, I saw Wendy, you commented, I commented. Bob, did you have anything else you wanted to add? It was very well done. I think they were very minor. Great. All righty. So I will move to accept the minutes as presented.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, that will be for the date mentioned. Financial report. Okay.
So you got a
And
new
this-
format.
In this format,
It's better.
it's better. I like
But-
it.
So we actually have to do this as two separate reports. That's why the format looks different.
Okay.
We're still working with BSNA to try to clean up the expense side.
Right.
So the expense side has the double numbers and all the
Right.
lines in it.
Yeah, I like the revenue side.
The
It's
revenue
very
side
easy.
is what we are trying to get to with the expense side.
Okay.
So at least this, we know that the year-to-date balance is the amount that has been spent, and I'm looking at the expense side first. So that is what's been spent against that line. All right. And the percentage spent and the percentage remaining for each of those lines.
So for the very top line, we thought we'd have
Exactly.
20,100 on executive.
Yeah,
We've spent 74,58, which is 37%.
correct.
And
Of-
obviously
yeah.
that leaves 62%.
Yeah, and then
3%.
on the
Okay.
header at the very top,
Yeah,
you have percent fiscal year completed.
right.
So
Okay.
that will tell you the target
Yeah.
in a
Right.
perfect world.
And our fiscal year
For-
starts on 1 January.
1 January.
So that gives us another marker.
So we're 49.7% through the year. As I told you in my memo, Steve and I have not had an opportunity to go through
Right.
the mid-year, but just quickly going down through it with him today, there is nothing that really jumps out at us at this point in time as far as really having to be concerned, other than things like the legal
I was
line.
gonna say legal fees.
Legal fees are over, but
Yeah,
you know, that sort of thing is, it's still minor in the sense of the entire budget.
budget, right.
So there's no
Okay.
budget breakers
Yeah.
in here at this time. The revenue side is what you're more used to seeing in our previous
Mhm.
reports. Those year-to-date balances are the collected year-to-date.
Mhm.
The only caveat to that is there are some entries that have to be made that are not in this. So there is some balancing that we still need to do. So we've collected, as an example, we've collected probably 104,000, no, actually more than that, right? For motor vehicles, 100
At the end of June was
Yeah.
114.
114, yeah, 114 other than the 95.
I see.
So there is some balancing that we have to do to make these reflect, but other than something, but there's nothing like other than motor vehicle
Mhm.
like that we're really concerned with at this point.
With the revenue,
Yep.
since we have the full page, I don't know how the rest of you guys feel. I thought it was interesting to see how things did break down under the subcategories that we had before. I mean,
The quarters,
like, for example, under police special details, to take
Mhm.
that for example, the 3401 category.
mhm,
Actually, the bulk of that is ambulance usage,
mhm,
looking
yeah,
back from previous. So I'm wondering if either the categories could be skewed to reflect the larger contributor to that, or things expanded back out like we
So you're
said
looking for a little bit more
before.
detail, a little
Yeah.
bit more
or
of a
just-
breakdown.
Because if this was, that was how the revenues were
Mhm.
before, that would easily still fit on the page. And it's just, because like 3401, just to pick on that one in particular,
Mm,
the past few months, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, four. Need glasses. So there's the police special details, police patrols, police miscellaneous, ambulance usage fees. We're all kind of, to those have all been grouped together now. And
mhm.
I thought it was helpful to be able to just see those, but I don't know how you guys feel.
Okay. Bob, what do you think?
I don't have a strong opinion.
Yeah.
A little more details is good, but
Yeah, I mean, again, we're still
If the
playing,
program.
we're playing,
yes,
right, we're
if-
playing with the program, so. I guess we're still trying to find that sweet spot of not overwhelming details, but enough detail to allow us to better understand what that bottom line number is.
Right, and what it really, it reflects. Because at least based on previous, it was the ambulance usage fees that was really the higher contributor, but to have it called police special details, it's sort of.
It doesn't, you don't want,
Doesn't
you don't
reflect
think
what it's
of,
called,
you don't think of
what it's earning.
ambulance
Right.
revenue.
Anyway,
And that is the same, and that is the same account number, huh?
Yep. Based on what I see before.
Yeah, it's the way the computer
Yeah,
groups it together. That is really the public safety department.
3,400.
Not- It is not the police special details, it's the way that it prints out.
Hmm.
But what you were seeing on before we went to BSNA, it is the equivalent of the public safety department revenues, which includes all the EMS, all of the police.
Right,
Mhm.
So,
so maybe this is a mislabel, but
yeah, but there's
it's
no
still-
way for us to change the
cannot?
label that it rolls up to.
Hmm.
We only get to check and uncheck boxes. And then everything else defers to what the computer
Okay.
has in it.
So then
Um,
maybe the greater detail. would
The
be-
greater detail will be
I mean, it was still just,
probably clearer in the long run.
yeah, it was still
All right.
just fill the page. I don't think it
Yeah.
would make it.
No, it was still one page.
Yeah.
Yep. We can do that if that's
yeah,
okay
yeah,
with you guys.
is there any way I can get a PDF of the meeting packet instead of I can't on my Apple iPad, I can't open the one you send. I can open everything Sharon sends me on the minutes because it comes as a PDF.
But that's, the packet is a PDF.
this was in the packet. Yeah,
Yeah, I know it. It's not, it
You
doesn't come
can't
to me as a
open it?
PDF. It says WinDoc. I
And
can
you-
open it on my desktop, but I can't bring my my
iPad,
iPad here and look at
Okay.
anything. I gotta print everything out to bring.
I will try to send it to you but it is a PDF. It's the same exact
Yeah.
thing that she sends you. It's a PDF.
Whatever you send me, I can't open everything.
Okay.
Everything Sharon sends me, I can.
Okay, I'll look and see if I can find a different format for my computer.
I'm getting tired of dying ink.
No, no.
Like-
yeah.
No,
Well,
no,
Or is
you
it
shouldn't
worth-
have to.
Yeah, is it worth having Steve look at your iPad and see if there's something?
If
that's
there's something
configured wrong,
going on with the iPad as opposed to
know.
the.
or your email?
Is yours Apple? Any of you?
Yeah, no, this is an
Yeah.
iPad. I get it as
Yeah.
a PD, it comes across as a PDF.
Yeah.
And it opens practically anything, though I haven't seen WinDoc in a long time.
That's what mine says when it comes up from you. It says WinDoc.
But clearly
It's
it's,
open with, and set a program to open that.
yeah, but that WinDoc's like an old, right?
Yeah. I.
How old's your
will-
iPad?
I'll look.
I think it's good for 41% of the time. It's good for one more year.
One more year. No, I'll investigate.
Yeah.
The format of the PDF. Maybe I need to take you off of the overall distribution and just send it to you separately.
Maybe.
We'll see.
You do get PDFs that open from other,
Yeah,
Yeah,
other
he's-
sources?
said he'd
everything
get
Sharon sends me open.
Everything.
I have a
question about the revenues in the report,
Mhm.
Mark. The revenues on this one page include one from the rec, two from the rec.
Yeah,
These are just examples because it
No,
has trail maps and it has facility.
again,
information.
it is the,
The
um,
labels.
the description is wrong.
Oh,
Under trail maps, that is recreation
Wow,
revenues.
Yeah.
$114,000 on
Those are
trail
amazing.
maps.
Yeah, and then,
Crazy.
and then the facilities rental is the parks or the rec,
I see.
I mean, the parks
Yeah, I got it.
number. Yeah.
That's
It's the description that is throwing
Right,
everyone off.
yeah,
Got it now.
that's
That
what I'm
makes
saying, yep.
Okay. Anything else on the financial report as far as the numbers are concerned? Any questions? Okay, anything else you wanted to say, Mark, on the financial report? Are we good to move on?
We are.
Okay. Calendar review. Next planning board meeting here, 11 July. Regular select board meeting, we moved to 24 July here at 3 p.m. And August, we're gonna do August 7 and August 21, which would be the normal first and third Wednesdays.
Mhm.
Everyone good? Okay. New business.
Can we yeah, let's do,
Oh,
Let's
sure. I'm
first
sorry. Yeah, I
take
didn't
care
see
of the-
department heads. Yeah, that's good. Just department head stuff.
Yeah.
So we'll start with Brooks, since the only department head honoring us with your presence.
Yep. We
You're
are.
probably the busy one too.
It's so busy. Oh, gosh. A lot going on, especially this week, with all of our fourth celebrations planned. I hadn't given Mark our numbers yet for camps, but I thought this doesn't really mean anything to you because you don't have a comparison. But, we have had, successful numbers in camps and, hopefully by the next meeting,
Yeah.
I'll have that updated form so you can look at how it compares to other years, but it's been great so far. We have had sort of low numbers in a little kids group, and that's just a mystery to us because usually that's the one that's totally full. But otherwise it's been really, really busy. And the main reason I'm here, I would like to answer any questions you have about any of, the stuff going on with our department in terms of our events and all that going on this week, but I'm mainly here because I wanted to talk to you about the winter lights.
Right.
This is something that we wanted to get approval for. They've already given us an extension, and I know that you had both options in the packet. Wendy did bring it to my attention that I calculated the option 2 incorrectly. The cost of the town would be $1,525, not $1,050. But if you had any questions about these two options, obviously it would be amazing to be able to do everything on these lists, but that's over $10,000.
Yeah,
The main difference between these two is
it's rather stark.
What was that?
including,
well, it's the ice rink.
Yeah.
including the ice arena,
Yeah,
That's the one.
which is, I thought, a priority.
Yeah.
But I know that this will just be something we decide.
yeah. Yeah, it is a big part of,
That-
do you know the wrapped trees that are by the arena, is that actually Tyrell or resort?
Which
Land?
ones, will you tell me which ones
Well,
you're looking at?
It's not on here,
Oh.
it's just, I'm thinking about like the visual of, because we have the lit bridge going over to the wall of the arena, and then the trees like on the parking lot side, that corner were wrapped in lights previously, and so just all together, it's a nice ensemble. But now with this division of
Right,
kind of siloing, I don't know.
Who
Are they
owns
gonna
those, so to
do
speak?
the I assume this fell into Tyrell land.
Mhm.
And if they're
The
gonna
town
do it or
owns
not.
to the
wall.
wall of the arena.
Yeah,
I'm unsure. I think Ian is the one to ask about that.
Yeah.
I think he's handling the lights for them, but I don't know the answer to that question.
so it'd be a shame to have like the lights wrapped and the bridge lit. And then the wall dark,
Yeah,
but it is expensive.
yeah. There's also, these are just two options that I kind of put together for you to look at. Of course, we could go through and you could make up your own,
Pick our own
pick your
boxes.
own boxes,
Yeah.
and we could see I just wanted to lay out two options for you and just show you basically the hockey,
is
ice
the
cream.
different, really the difference
Yeah.
between
Yeah.
roughly the two.
But I could just point out to some of the things that I think are, you know, the Packard Field, I think it'd be really nice to have, that done there. We also have for the Recreation Department, you know, if you look at the Recreation Department entrance, there's a big circle, and it'd be really nice to put a lit wreath there, which I have included. And then the town entrance sign, that was something that I felt was pretty important and was
Yeah.
gonna look really good. And then the final thing was the Public Works Garage was, like a lit wreath up on that.
Okay.
It's pretty bare, the stuff I chose, I mean, I know we didn't really budget for this like we could for next year. We could budget for things that we found more important, so this is also a guide for what we want to do next year. So,
Mhm.
Who did the hockey wall mini light curtain?
The snowy,
That was Sean.
Yeah.
He
or dreamscapes, I should say.
Dreamscapes.
Yeah, he did fundraising for that or something.
Bob?
So last year, we didn't spend anything on these town.
Well, we spent a
1,250
we-
or something like that.
I thought it was like, was it like a couple
There
thousand?
was, it was
Something?
between 1,000 and 2,000 that
Oh,
we
we-
spent.
we did spend 5,000 on purchasing the lights for the bridge 2 years ago.
2 years.
Right,
Right,
Um,
and then last year, I think we did,
Yeah, we have to spend money to get it put up every year, but we did take.
we have the lights, it was a
We-
question of
we
storage,
love the
right?
lights.
Isn't the Resort Association paying for that installation? I
On the
thought-
bridge.
On the bridge,
Yeah.
I thought the Resort Association was covering that and the village to Valley Road kind of section that's lit up. That was part of our walk to tubing.
Okay, I
thing.
didn't understand that they were doing the bridge. I
I-
thought that
that's
fell on the
what I-
town.
I thought that was Resort Association, so we were paying the resort to store the components as well.
Mhm.
Okay, well, if that's true, then we can,
I thought that's why you didn't tag the bridge. Because it was,
right?
They were
Oh,
doing
yeah.
that.
Yeah, I'm sorry, yeah, it's not even on here. So,
What is 9,600, 7,600 with match? What does that mean?
that the Resort Association has offered to match any business member to participate in these lights, so they'll match up to $2,000.
Oh,
So
okay.
that's why that is, you're getting a $9,600 value for 7,600.
Okay.
And there have been, you know, several businesses that are signing up and participating in this.
mhm.
You know, I do think that with budgeting for next year, this is something that, you know, the town should probably get on board at some level to do, but.
I mean, to me, you know, a few $1,000s to put up holiday lights on town property is a minor expense. We should budget for it. I'm just choking on the 6,000 for the hockey wall.
They didn't have any other ideas for a way to light that for less.
No.
A lot of lights.
It is.
Yeah.
I mean, we could go back to him and say, could we do like a lit wreath instead, or, you know, something that's gonna be less, but still show some holiday spirit.
Right, or even like a series of lit wreaths or. some-
Yeah,
I mean, they had the stars on there one year that were very aggressive stars, so
Uh-huh.
nothing like that blaring aggressive stars, I know,
Yeah,
that blaring LED, but like something warm white
yeah,
could be less.
I could definitely, I mean, maybe a good way to approach it is to get a certain dollar amount approved, and then whatever you want to definitely be included, and then I can go back to him and talk about the options in terms of a lit wreath versus a wall of lights, to bring the price down. Because, you know, you see there's a lot of different ways we could come to a certain. number.
yeah, no, I mean, I think,
Why don't we approve something like $5,000?
Yeah.
Plus the
Yeah.
two from from the Resort Association. We have
Thank you, sir.
7,000 to work with.
I like that.
Yeah, no, that's exactly where I was gonna go to.
Yeah.
You know, I don't wanna get involved in picking necessarily where
Right.
every light goes on what tree and whatnot,
Right.
so.
Yeah.
More within our remit to set a budget amount and then let department head
Okay,
figure out how to work it within that budget amount, yeah.
so the third, the $7,600 number on the table here with one of these options, is that?
So do 5,000 instead of the 7,600 and we gotta make it fit. Is
Okay,
what,
but it's
you're saying.
7,000 really, is what
Yeah,
I'm hearing.
right.
yeah, 7,000.
5
total.
plus 2.
Yep,
Our
Right.
5 plus the 2
Yeah.
match,
great,
so.
Instead of 9,600.
okay. Now, is there any direction you want to specifically give me about what not to get? I mean, are we saying that we're not gonna do the hockey wall? We should try to figure out
The
a different
entrance,
solution?
the entrance sign to this town.
I think
is
that's
a
always-
Primary.
Okay.
Should
I think
always be
that
there.
should be a
Yeah, I
priority.
agree.
Right,
I don't know if I do spend 600 for a wreath on
Yeah,
the Public Works building.
No,
Mm.
okay,
I mean, it's cute, but
I mean, you could put that in front of town hall,
but town hall's not really visible.
we
think-
take care of town hall. We
I
get,
think you want visible things and
Yeah.
for the tourists.
people driving in, right?
Well, let's see what I can do.
oh, I
with
see,
this.
was it, yeah, I
I'll
mean,
see what
on
I
the other
can
side of
do.
the transfer station, they see a.
I'll see what I
Maurice.
can do with 7,000, but I think that would be great. I can go back to him and.
Yeah,
Yeah, it would be nice to have something on that wall, because I think that from what I understand, there are a lot of stuff in that whole area, because it is very
Yeah.
picturesque and.
certainly the town entrance sign, certainly, the other big piece
Yeah.
would be, the noticeable piece would be the hockey,
Yeah,
the
I
ice
think the
arena.
department-
And where do we stand on the bridge? We need to figure out who's doing.
No,
that?
That's Resort
He was
Association.
right,
Okay, that is
Yeah.
Resort
Yeah,
Association.
it is.
So that leaves the beach,
Well, the rec department. And then there's
rec department, sure.
one tree near sort of the playground area, which could be wrapped. but-
Yeah, Packard Field, rec department, all good.
Sounds good.
But is anyone doing the beach this year or has that gone away? Do you
They
know?
didn't do that the past couple of years.
They didn't do it
was-
last year?
It was
There was-
hard.
There is an option to do like a light line from basically the pump house all the way up to along the path.
I mean, I'm just wondering where it stands. I wasn't, pushing for it.
Well, that was just the 1 year, right? When they had all those buckets, it just kind of.
And it
looked
just
bad
didn't
during the
work.
day.
Didn't work,
Yeah,
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I think you would know best since you're probably there every day during
Looking at
that
it.
season, every evening,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
So. I think you have the direction, yeah, town
Great.
entrance sign, see what can be done for the arena.
yep.
Make
gotcha.
it fit within the R5 and their
Okay,
2.
sounds good.
Everything
Thank you.
else you have on
Yeah.
here is fine by me, yeah,
Okay.
okay. Anything else you'd like to report?
No, I don't think so.
Another rainy Saturday coming up?
I know, but warm.
Alright. You're gonna get it wet anyway,
It'll
right?
get warm.
Yeah.
I see the,
I think it's just scattered
So-
showers, isn't it?
is it? I don't know what it is now.
80%, but yeah,
Yeah.
I think it is scattered, but
Right.
who knows?
I see we have the float out there.
Yep, the float went out yesterday
Yeah,
and yeah,
So
it was busy today, the
we were
beach.
busy on Sunday with boats.
Yeah, I stopped by
You
and
did,
Tyler was there. I mean, it's.
yeah. Yeah, he
Yeah.
worked, so we do
Yeah.
have this waterfront supervisor in place, which is awesome. I think I reported that.
mhm.
That we filled that position at the last minute. And that person's job is Sunday through Thursday. And then Tyler takes the Friday, Saturday part of that as the on-site supervisor of the waterfront, so. They just did a bike trip today. They had
I
like
saw,
7
yeah,
participants and had a great ride up on the Northern Rail Trail, so.
great.
Did you ever get the comparisons for the boat usages for the Memorial Day this year to last year?
Oh, no, I didn't
Okay,
get that.
or
I can
maybe,
send that to
maybe
Mike.
after this weekend, you could even just do the holiday weekend comparisons, Memorial
Yeah.
Day, 4th of July.
Definitely.
When's the next water quality test?
I didn't get the exact dates, but it's 1 per month and we've already done one in past. So the next one will be, I would guess, in July, third week of July.
somewhere, a couple
Do they-
weeks.
Do they do it more often if it's failed?
Yes, if it
Yeah.
fails, then they come back and
Okay.
retest, hopefully every 2 days until it passes, but yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Only 3 scheduled.
So right now, we're okay.
Yep,
Okay, and we get by the July one, we're okay, whatever the condition of the water is until August, one could think, right?
Right,
yeah,
Yeah.
So we all set for fireworks for tomorrow night?
And our town crier,
town crier
I
will
did.
be here 7 to 7:15.
that I talked to Donna,
Donna.
I ran into her in the,
What are you talking about?
And
the guy that's gonna
Will.
read the selections of the Declaration of Independence.
Oh.
Will Hammond.
Yeah,
I just
Hammond, I
got a
can remember his
notice,
last name.
though, from Jan, I thought she announced it at 7:30.
that's because Will talked to her and probably told her the wrong time.
Yeah, I think that Jan sent out a recent update.
Yeah, she just, it's at
Okay.
7:30.
She said 7:30,
Can you try to fix
so
that?
it's 7 o'clock to 7:15.
Well, that's, Jamie said their break was from 7 to 7:15,
The
For the
band,
musicians.
and
yeah.
that's what I told Will.
Okay, 7 to 7:15.
unless they change the break.
No, he wouldn't know that probably.
No, because
Mhm.
he got it from me, so
Okay. Alright.
I'll fix it and don't send her anything until I
Okay,
send you.
alright,
Mike Fergal sent a email to me earlier today and said that I don't know if Donna is talking to him or how this came up on his, but the Waterville Foundation met yesterday. And as part of their discussion, they want to continue supporting Shakespeare in the Valley.
See what?
And they want to continue supporting Shakespeare in the Valley. The foundation does. They have an idea to relocate the Shakespeare stage to Packard's Field, the north end of Packard's Field, and build a more permanent stage at the north end of the field. And it can be used for Shakespeare as well as movies and other events on the field. I asked Mike if he was available to meet sometime tomorrow and talk about it. I don't know if they are looking to do it this year or starting next year.
It would
But I
make
would need-
sense to do it sooner because part of the Resort Association contribution to Shakespeare included $1,000 specifically for the stage. So they might be looking to move
Ah, so this is
quickly.
where this is
So
coming
it's a
from.
shame they
Well,
didn't put you in the loop.
but why?
Yeah,
You know,
On
they're
town
setting
land.
this up on
Yeah.
July 13th, so
yeah.
hate to put another thing on your plate, but I'm not gonna be here next week, so I will bring you in on the conversation with Mike, and maybe tomorrow before I leave, we can look
Will
at
it
it.
work? Will the stage work there?
I don't know. I don't know what
I mean,
they're
it's-
talking
it's not
about.
a- yeah.
It's nothing more than what I just
What is the
read.
stage? Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know how big this is, or
I mean, we can just imagine it's as big as it is now.
yeah,
Right? I mean,
yeah.
That's a,
So what's the $1,000 that they,
The resort, the Resort Association provides, monetary assistance to any members who have events. And so for the past few years, we've been supporting Shakespeare in the Valley with $2,000 or $3,000. And this year, in the discussion, the board opted to support Shakespeare with $3,000, with 1,000 of that specifically for stage reconstruction because the current stage is in pretty
a
bad
new
shape.
stage?
Well,
well, we,
reconstruction or
yeah, and we were
Will
also talking
builds
about the
these
fencing.
by
We
hand.
weren't
And
just
the
talking
fencing, that's
about-
true,
We
too.
were just saying, why don't we incentivize them with money versus just giving this towards whatever? Saying,
Yeah.
we'll give you an extra 1,000 if you can clean it up a bit, because the fence is kind of in disrepair. It
Yeah, it's
doesn't
pretty-
look.
So it could be right where it is.
well, except that's on Tyrell property and supposedly there's some difficulty in communicating with who's, I don't know, we're hearing two different sides of the story.
They said they
as to
wanted to
how
move
will
it out
be
of there anyway, right?
Tyrell wants to move it out of where they are currently located. They allowed them, James allowed them to do 2024 in that location, but with the understanding that they are actively looking for somewhere else. to
Okay,
go
so it can stay where it is for this year.
For
Well,
this,
that's what I'm thinking. Why, what, yeah, kind of like what you said, with the 1,000 is contingent on,
I
Putting
think
it to the
anything
stage
that they
somebody.
put in though will be mobile.
I would
think
like to hope
any
so,
of the
yeah.
Improvements that they do to the existing location
Right.
is something that's gonna be, mobile to a new location.
Right.
okay,
I
So
mean, I
just
don't
to-
think that,
yeah.
I think that the urgency of,
well, no, I don't want to do this for this year. I
Yeah.
want
Yeah.
them to be in their
okay,
Yeah.
current
Yeah.
location this year.
right.
Okay.
cause that should
So-
take some more planning.
Yeah,
Yeah, they do
absolutely.
specifically have permission to stay there for this year.
James told me that
Okay.
they could stay there for this year.
Okay. Good.
So
Then,
they can
yeah,
take the 1,000,
and
Well,
make sure that it's used.
Yeah, I'm
in
just
a-
worried that
Right.
this email from
what's the
Mike is
foundation?
because
You need to
something
figure
has
out-
changed.
yeah.
Right,
figure
And
out
I don't
what's
know
going
why the foundation suddenly is involved,
on. Yeah,
so.
and where
But
does
we'll
it go
find out.
during the rest of the year? Where does the stage go?
We,
With the-
it's stored,
package feel.
it's stored up above in the old gray shed up here.
Oh, we
in
can
the-
fit it,
It does, it breaks down into pieces.
okay. All right,
So package feel is gonna take a longer discussion.
Well,
yeah,
yeah, I have no idea
Yeah.
what, I have no idea what the dimensions or anything is of what they're thinking. And Mike did say, please think about this and get the board of selectmen's ideas on it,
Select board.
select board,
Hmm.
yes, sorry.
There are
sure,
also things to consider in terms
not
of
this year.
facility
Yeah.
rentals and
that's,
programs.
Yeah, we'd have to integrate it
Existing-
into,
Existing programs.
yeah, I think we would need to know Brooke's feedback on it before we
yeah,
discussed it
there's
at
all
all.
Oh, yeah.
kinds of-
Yeah.
other
and
uses of the field already.
I
planned.
didn't know, I know nothing more than what is in this email.
All right, well,
Where-
just check back with
Okay,
Yeah.
Mike and find out,
I have checked back with him and he has not gotten
and,
back
and,
to
all
me.
right, so just to see what, close that loop and see what's going on there.
Well, yeah, I didn't
Yeah.
want them giving money to Shakespeare to do something and expect for it to be done
This year,
this year.
right.
right, understood.
So in the fireworks, at one of our previous meetings, we talked about whether in the future we might be limited on where we can do fireworks because of
We
construction.
will be limited, yeah.
I saw where Sunapee did they did a
Basically.
drone show.
Yeah, they did drones. It looked cool.
They're like flashing lights and stuff.
I
or-
saw
It's
where a
well
bunch of
coordinated
towns,
and- Yeah,
Wow.
on the news, I saw that were a bunch of towns that had gone to drone shows have gone back to regular fireworks because the drones are just visual, whereas the fireworks are,
Sound.
hit more senses. They hit visual, sound and smell, I guess, from this
Mhm.
fireworks, I guess.
pollution, yeah.
So I
So
don't know.
we
I don't know.
are doing a laser show through the WVRA this summer in August. So we'll have an opportunity to see what that feels
We,
like.
we had talked about that as a substitute
Yeah,
Right.
so
But-
we'll have an opportunity to see
option.
what that's like, and maybe we'll get some good feedback and see how
Yeah.
people react to that,
Yeah.
to consider that if we want next
Yeah,
year.
I mean, we have, how much do we put aside for the fireworks? Is it 10,
12,000.
12,
Well,
12,000? So maybe for next year's budget, we can see.
Yeah.
If we want to go with fireworks or something else.
Can I just, you already done with fireworks? Can I just ask a question about the movies?
Mhm.
Are they set up differently or are they
Was it
louder? A lot louder.
Okay, cause I got that feedback and I have, a survey to respond to about it because my staff said they could hear it at the rec department.
Yeah,
Which,
you could hear it at 10 noon peak too.
yeah, so,
Across the street.
Yeah.
yeah, so, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a totally different company doing it this year.
Yeah.
So I'll just give them that feedback. I don't think that'll be hard to adjust.
Okay, yeah, I wasn't sure if it was a volume thing or
Yeah.
just a situation in the
I-
field, like how they had it set up or
I
something.
think it must have been a volume thing, because I
Okay.
got the same feedback from my staff that was on that night for Ice Cream Social.
That's funny.
Set it up like the old drive-in movies, everyone gets a little.
Yeah.
All good with the parade for tomorrow?
Yep, we have several.
Kick off at
people.
11, is it?
Yeah, so lining up for the parade between 10 and 11.
Yeah.
We have lots of people registering today for their floats. And
Great.
yeah.
It's always
have
room.
We have some judges, some secret judges. in the
Yeah,
crowd.
I noticed you said that at the, I listened to the
Oh,
tape.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, and there's room for select board members to hop on something and
oh, I'm sure.
be the politician in the parade.
I'm working, sorry.
Oh.
You can be the politician.
I don't, yeah.
Aren't you gonna have your car there as usual?
No, I usually don't have my car in
You
there.
don't?
No,
I'm thinking Mike Aronson. What did you do last year? Did you ride in the Kubota with me?
no, I ended up, I think on one of the fire engines again.
Okay, yeah, I'm sure there'll be a spot for you.
All right, I'll be there, ready to sit and wave a flag.
Good.
All right, anything else about tomorrow or anything else? Everything good to go?
Here is the text to Will.
Okay, it is.
Start at 7,
All right.
15 minutes.
Yeah. He only needs about 5.
Well.
I know, you wanna give him.
I gave him the window, 7 to 7:15.
So do you want me to start correcting? that?
Please start. correcting.
Okay.
All right.
Anything else?
Anything else for Brooke, Rick? All right, we'll see you tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Thanks for
Looks like it'd be a
taking
good
the-
day, be a warm day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good parade day, I think, tomorrow. We're not gonna have those banners up, right? That's still in processing.
Yep.
So to speak. I guess we ought to be looking for a fall type banner. What do we
No,
decide?
It'll be later this summer,
Okay,
later this month.
have we figured out what we're gonna show there yet on the banners? We haven't gone there yet?
I don't know if Megan and Jamie have been communicating.
Okay.
I'll circle
Just a-
back and double check, make
Yeah,
sure that's
just
working.
wondering. Okay, anything else on department head updates?
No, you got the other 2 in here. You've got Dave Noise's.
Report, right?
Report
Right?
and.
Yeah, no, I was just
Yeah.
asking if there's anything else you wanted to add to the,
Nope, nope, this is, just want to highlight the changes for the dates and times for
the
the transfer station.
for this weekend and for the
So-
rest of the year, yeah.
Will be open on Friday, not tomorrow. From 7:30 AM to 3 PM. And then on July 8th, Monday. Will be open from 8 AM to 6 PM in addition to Sunday.
Right.
Yep.
And that'll cover us for the holiday, and I see they also went further down
And
into the
she's
year.
been taking it through
Great.
Thanksgiving. That's been posted,
Great,
so it's on the
great,
town website.
yeah.
I guess I was surprised to see the transfer station building gone the other day. Did we have
Which one?
I'm sorry.
the building
We
that,
showed you the plan
Oh.
with the new building that's going to be delivered Friday.
right, I just don't remember looking at the plan.
Oh,
Did you guys looked at the plan?
I mean,
I don't remember. What are we talking about?
it was a basic, like the
We have
combination
the-
red shed and.
Yeah,
The combination red shed and attendant area,
yeah,
the new replacement for the red sheds.
right.
We took out the red sheds.
Okay, I hadn't seen it, I
And
haven't been
that
there in a few
building-
days.
It's cleared out. It's
Well, I
like
still
there
haven't-
right now.
I haven't been there.
And the new.
Helen
shed-
took
All the way over there,
The new-
walking up here. and-
Yeah, I mean, you walked right by it.
I did too, I didn't notice.
And then the new shed is due to be delivered on Friday.
Right, okay,
And that is, remember the drawing that we showed you
Mm-hmm.
had the new shed place and we're gonna make the ramp two-sided. and
okay, I
put
remember
the
now.
d-
Okay,
The
right,
dumpsters on either side
right,
of the ramp,
right.
so that they don't have to back into the ramp.
Right.
We we did go over that plan at a meeting.
Okay, yeah,
I just don't remember.
yeah, I'm struggling too, but that's okay.
Okay.
Do you
It's
remember-
fine.
do you
No, no.
remember going over the plan, Will?
I mean, I remember seeing a plan. I don't remember the details, like I can't quite picture how the shed will look, but I remember us talking about it being combined.
So this,
Yeah.
this is the final plan for the,
Yeah, this is what was approved in our PBN, what we submitted to the
Right.
state.
Right, and we got all those.
And we got that
Or is
approved
that on it?
by
Right.
the
can we
state.
just, on the next meeting, can we just go over that one more time?
Sure.
Please, I just don't remember.
Well, it was not, it was part of our PBN application.
Yeah,
We had to submit the plan that Black and Veatch drew for us. And it had the layout of the buildings on that plan
Yeah.
from Black and Veatch, but we can go over it on the 24th.
yeah, I'd
if
just
you
like,
want.
just like to look at it one more
It'll,
time.
it'll actually, we can walk out there and look at it because by the 24th, the whole thing is going to be done.
Done.
And as part of that,
Mhm.
we will have 2 solar lights.
Mhm.
That will be will be on opposite corners of the fence line.
Right,
And that will be
I
the
remember that.
lighting,
for the,
for the
rather
transfer
than renting
station,
the
rather
Right.
than renting the
Portable,
mobile
the mobile ones, yeah.
lights.
Have the pictures.
And we have pictures of them,
So it's gonna
what
be
it's gonna be like that.
those.
And
Smart light.
And we are also, yes, there's a couple of things. They are smart lights so that they will go off. They will not be on 24/7. They will go off after we close. So around 7 or 8 o'clock at night, they will go off. And then they will come back on when it gets dark the next day. And they will be on until whatever time. Okay, so in the winter, they will come on at dark,
Right,
so maybe at 4 o'clock
right,
in the afternoon as opposed in the summer. Coming on at 8 or maybe not even
coming on because we're closed.
because we're closed.
But that can be changed.
And it can be
easily if they need
modified,
to move snow
absolutely.
and that type of
That's
thing.
right.
So so the project's all gonna be done by, in this month. But pretty much.
Well,
So we
the
put it-
building's gonna be located. I need to talk to you about the cost of the permanent fencing. We have an estimate for $52,000 for the permanent fencing all the way around it. I don't want to do any paving until we get the new ramp put in.
Hmm.
And see how the layout
That kind of
goes.
shows the layout,
Yes,
right?
that's the
Yeah, so
lighting,
that's-
that's the
Mhm.
lighting
It shows the
layout.
lighting, but then also, but it shows.
Right.
It shows where everything is.
Right,
Too.
So I don't wanna, we've got estimates for the paving as well. But I don't wanna do any of the paving initially. Because I wanna see how the traffic flow is through there. If we do paving too soon, we're gonna be locked into the ramp being where it is.
Okay.
I think if we can get the pavement in before the end of the year, that's good. But I think we should give it a month or
mhm,
2 to see how the flow
the
goes
traffic flow. works.
inside. Because the attendant shed is gonna be in a different place, and when we put the permanent fence in, the openings in the fence will be in different places.
Okay.
And all
yeah,
that.
makes sense to me.
Okay.
Yeah.
So on the permanent fencing, I would like to get that on order. That's part of the overall project that is part of the
WW,
treatment plant.
Right. TF.
Do we know what
project.
the cost of the whole project is?
No, because the pavement costs can vary anywhere from 70,000 to 128,000. depending on how much of it we pave. I don't think we have to pave the entire thing. But again, I wanna wait and see if we're gonna move that ramp around or have any other changes inside the fence line before we commit to the pavement.
So we should have a budget, shouldn't we, for the project that shows maybe on the paving a range, but everything else, how much the fence is, how much. Everything else is that goes, the solar things and,
Yeah. And yes, I will do that summary for you. Our budget that we told town meeting was $1.5 million. So, I mean, we're way under
that was up.
that
was for up
when
here,
we
though.
were building the one up
Yeah.
above.
Yeah, but I think we should
That's-
see what it is we're spending.
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh,
Sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
Yeah.
how much on the fencing do you think?
The fencing, I think if we do a not to exceed 55,000, that'll be plenty. The quote that we have is 51.8.
Is the fencing gonna look like the fencing we have now?
Yes, but permanent posts.
All right,
Same height, same location. It'll just have permanent fencing
Okay.
or permanent posts all the way around.
so the current fencing we're leasing, if I remember
We
right.
are leasing.
So then we'll actually buy,
We are buying fencing and we are installing the posts and putting the fencing up.
yeah, let's look at a budget next meeting or something. For the whole project.
Well, I'll send
you-
it to you way before the next
Okay.
meeting.
Sure.
Do you need to go ahead and order the
I need to
fencing
order the
now?
fencing if I can. I mean, I don't,
'Cause we need to
that's
make sure
pretty
that
well
comes
set.
in,
Yeah.
right?
do you have a problem ordering the fencing?
No, but I'd just
Okay.
like to see a budget.
Yeah, you'll see
I know
everything.
you're going on vacation, so I don't want to interrupt that either.
No,
Right.
you'll have it tomorrow before I go. Because I have all the numbers. I just need to put them onto a single sheet.
Okay. The new fencing will be permanent. It does
It not move.
not move, so you can't move things around to,
But that fence line that you're looking at right
Right.
now is the permanent fence line. That is what
We're-
was
we're-
permitted under our PBN.
And what was the cost of the building?
The building, I'll have to look at the invoice, but it was 20,000 maybe. It's a prefab shed,
Okay.
just like we put over at at Packard's Field,
Okay, and then we have to
and
do,
roughly the same
we have to
size.
do electrical and heat too and all that.
Our
stuff.
guys are gonna do that. That's gonna be minimal. That'll be less than $10,000 to get electric, water, sewer, all of that connected, because our guys are gonna install the lines. The only thing we can't install is for I don't have the electrician number yet. We're waiting for that back, but we can't do the electrical service, but everything else we're gonna be able
and
to.
all this is in
To the-
consonance with the approval we got finally from
Correct.
the state.
Yep.
How about the administrative order? Have
I
you heard any
have
further,
not heard
heard
anything.
anything on that?
And Megan just sent me something else. Hold on. Shed cost $14,137. She's watching the meeting. Thank you, Megan.
Yeah, the diagram is the same diagram that pretty much that Wendy had.
With the lighting.
On the transfer, since we're talking about the transfer station, I saw the complaint from the Snowy Owl
Yeah,
about the, they had a truckload shows up and they were told either cash or
Mhm.
or a check.
Mhm.
It seems, is there a resolution to that or is that our policy?
That is our policy.
So,
And we are waiting for equipment and the setup now that BSNA is in place to have credit cards also be part of that. And so if somebody, the town website has the list of all of the costs. So if somebody is bringing a TV here or I don't know, mattress or whatever,
Yeah, something on the list.
there is something on the list.
Yeah.
They can bring that cash or a check for that amount and they pay at the time that they drop it off. And that's the way everybody else does it in the state. We had a billing system before, when we were up above, but we were not collecting all of those fees. There were always outstanding balances. There were some people were very good about, paying their bills and, but we just went, when we went to the attendant being here, we did away with the billing. And we've been doing that for several months. And we had a person come in who has had problems before, and there was an issue that the person who showed up did not have the check or the cash. They can, I think they were directed up here to do the payment and get a receipt and come back and drop it off. But he didn't have the money with him or a check with him at the time, so he had to go back. My understanding was that Megan talked to the person and got it rectified, but there was the problem that came out on social media.
Should, I'm thinking of the auditors, if the attendant is taking cash,
We have a cash box and we have a control for that. So it is a controlled thing.
how we,
Receipt, is it a receipt?
There's a
control?
receipt that they can give them when.
That's what I remember getting from.
Yeah.
Mike.
Mhm.
I mean, there's,
We have the cash control system in place for that.
and that's the receipt, is that what the cash system is?
Yeah.
Because I
So they have a
mean,
cash box, just
I mean,
like,
if you had somebody that was, not trustworthy, they could just
Pocket the money,
pocket the
is that what you're
cash and
saying?
not never fill out a slip.
Mhm.
I mean, I would suspect the auditors might say something about that. I don't know what a better system is, but I just,
Well, credit card, right?
the
That's-
credit card
Yeah.
will help that,
sure,
but
that would, yeah, that's right.
it,
It
you
would.
know, it's like any of our remote cash.
Yeah,
We have direct takes cash.
that's true.
That's separate from the town office.
That's true, yeah.
I mean,
okay.
you really, you can take it to the level that if a person is here alone in the town office, they could take cash
Sure.
and have the same problem, but no,
Whatever
no, but
works,
I'm,
it's an
I'm,
issue,
it
yeah.
cash, I mean,
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
have,
We've always operated on a
I'm thinking
cash or
like
check basis.
bartender and,
no,
you-
absolutely.
Yeah,
And, but we have gone through with the auditor, this is how we want to set up the
Okay.
system. And that is what we came up with. We have a cash box, they have receipts. They put the receipts in there and they have to settle up their cash box.
okay.
Okay.
So my transfer station questions.
How did we get to the transfer station? I'm trying to remember where we,
lighting?
oh, no, it was department, it was just department
Oh,
head
yes.
updates, I think.
Well,
that-
and
that
it was the
going on.
time initially.
Is that how we
was
got
the
there?
first thing.
That we started with the
That's
time,
what
and
we
the
started
schedule
with.
is out.
Yeah.
Okay,
And then-
so. It just
Okay,
moved
so
along.
just
great.
as to recap, we're okay with the fence.
Mhm.
I owe you
Yeah.
the total budget for doing everything
Whatever
down
else
here.
needs, yeah.
And we will go over the plan picture at the next
Yeah,
meeting.
unless it's already done by then.
Well,
And then
or we'll go
restore
out
it.
and
Take a
walk
look,
and
right.
take a look at
So
it
you need a vote for a sum not to exceed $55,000 for the
for
purchase,
the fence.
for the purpose of purchasing a fence, a permanent
Permanent fence.
to go around the
Yep.
transfer station as approved by
Yep.
the state. Do I have a second?
Yep.
All in favor?
I-
Good, and the 14,137 is okay for the shed. That's the cost of the shed.
We've already bought
Guess
it.
better
We
be.
have,
Yeah.
just
Yes.
making sure we're okay.
Right.
We don't have to call them.
Anything else from the various departments? Not in the packet?
So, I don't see it on the list, so Cascade Ridge, work, is that start next week,
Yes,
the road work?
they will set up the work site on Monday, the 8th, and then they will begin work on the 9th.
So, I mean, it's a big pile of dirt down there.
Well,
That's,
and not all that dirt is for Cascade Ridge.
Yeah.
They have other projects like the manhole covers and some other minor road repairs that that pile of dirt is going to be used for. Part of that is the FEMA repairs related work as well.
Hmm.
So
Right, you had mentioned that
yeah.
before.
So it's not all directly
Cascade Ridge.
reported to Cascade Ridge.
Okay.
Related to Cascade Ridge. Her plan, the last time Megan and I talked about it, is to use that pile for this construction season. So by the end of the year, hopefully it'll be
Used
used
up.
up.
Very good, and I just want to make a general comment that I think the town is looking quite nice. The Department of Public Works
Thanks.
is doing a very good job. Given the number of people I have, I imagine it's been hard to keep up with the mowing,
Yeah,
but
our mechanic's doing a lot of mowing
yeah,
right now.
but I think it's looking nice with the roads and
Yep.
new roads and stuff. Okay, nothing else on the.
I saw we're doing surveying on the, boulder path right
Yeah.
now.
Well, yeah, more to follow on that and a couple other projects. Okay, shall we move on to new business then?
I'm good with that.
Ratify abatements of late tax payment interest fees.
Yep, so you gave me the ability to
Yep.
forgive up to $50. Those amounts are the abatements that we had from the lien process when people send us in payments. There can be days in between, and the interest is calculated on a daily basis. So the column that's called abatement amount is what I have authorized for abatements. So that's what you are ratifying.
All right. So you need a vote on approving the abatements as
$84.54.
$84.54 as recommended by the town manager. I have a second.
Second,
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Veteran exemptions, got a few more to do this year?
Well, we had them and we talked about them, right, Sharon, at an earlier meeting.
Right,
I think
right.
it was before
It's
even
state law,
April
right.
1st.
Right.
And so there's two things. There's solar exemption and then there's the veterans credits.
All of which driven by state law.
Right. And so for Alan, for the Burkos, it was $2,000 on their property value that was abated.
Sorry, was this meant to be like that?
Yeah, that shows you year-to-date
Gotcha.
abatements.
Okay.
You don't
That's
have
part
to
of it,
sign
right.
that. That's just part of it.
Right.
Right, you want to explain? So you have the four. This is the Burkos.
This is the only one that's on the white. It just doesn't, the color doesn't matter, but it is different color, but.
Yeah.
It's the value of the solar. So it's not,
It's up to 2,000,
it's not like,
right? You can get abated up to 2,000
Right.
on a solar installation.
Well, it's the solar value that their property has. In their case, it
Oh,
was
okay.
$2,000.
Okay.
it's removed.
It's
from
the
their-
value of the system.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
And those were all folded back to the right
Yep.
page.
And these are the veteran. Now, there's the difference between an exemption and a veteran's credit.
Right.
That $500 is actual tax dollars.
Okay.
It's not value.
Right.
Okay.
So those
Just comes off the tax bill.
comes off the tax bill.
That was a pretty distressing. We'll see, that's going that way. That's going that way. Story about situation Franklin was in on property taxes. There's no way around that, I suppose.
I didn't hear about it.
Oh, I don't know, maybe I didn't send it to you. I
Oh,
mean,
I
it's-
may not have
it's,
looked at it, sorry.
yeah, it's sad. People who can't afford to pay their property taxes, you know, they live in a $20,000 double wide and they owe $9,000
Oh,
and they can't pay it.
yeah.
And so the town
Oh,
takes the property and sells it.
Yeah, the tax lien process.
Yeah, no, the
Lien
tax
is
lien,
Perfected and then
yeah.
they
Right.
do.
You can't
lien
wait till the people
sales.
die and get the money, right? Because they may live there forever.
Mhm.
So it's not like other liens we can put on a property and collect when they sell.
No, it's exactly the same.
Right.
In those communities, however,
Right.
they don't allow the lien to sit there.
Oh, right, we do that.
The
That's
process
right,
is the lien goes out, you get X amount of time, 18 months,
right,
then the lien is perfected,
right,
and then they do a sale to collect that amount of money.
right.
The interest rate on the liens used to be 12%.
Hmm.
It's now 6 or 8,
Eight.
8%.
6, sorry, 8.
And the it used to be that when towns did lien sales, they kept the entire amount that the property sold for. Now you can only keep
The amount
what
of the,
is what taxes and fees
or in
are
arrears, right.
in
yeah.
arrears. So if that person owes $9,000 on their property and the city sells their property for 25,000, they have to give them the other
Hey, I
16,000.
remember you mentioned it to me.
Yeah,
this.
so
Just a
uh,
sad
it
situation.
is a very sad
For a lot of- for the
situation
sort of
because
people
people
that-
lose their home.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and we're not
Um,
talking about
and-
second homes and
No, these are primary residences and but
older
they're
and
being,
disabled.
they're
yeah.
being impacted by property values
Right.
that are
exactly.
rising
Yes,
everywhere in the
exactly.
state.
Yeah.
Right,
So their tax dollars or
Right.
tax amounts are
right.
increasing. So, yep, it's not a good situation.
Northern Borders grant notification,
Yep, it is
Yay.
official.
Yeah.
It is official.
$250,000, we will.
We will get
Take
a
it.
$250,000. The CMOM was not part of the $42 million total cost estimate for the treatment plant, even though it's effectively a part of the
Mhm.
project because it's part of our permit.
Right.
It was not an estimated cost within the $42 million budget. So, but this money is 50% of our estimated cost of the project. If the project comes in at $300,000, then we'll get 150.
It's 50%
It's
of whatever,
50% of
whatever
whatever
the
the
final-
project
that's
cost
good.
is,
Okay.
up to 250.
up to 250,000 in
Oh, I
match.
see. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Okay,
we have a couple of steps that we're following right now. All of our information in our application is complete. And, so we don't have any other additional information that we have to submit. We've filed the grant award acknowledgement. And we're just gonna be waiting to meet, with somebody from MBRC. I believe they hold, additional training for the administration of the grant.
Sure.
And we should get the exact timeline. I believe that we'll be able to start this work anytime after October 1 of this year. But we can't start any work before that because we can't get paid for anything we do before the start date of the grant.
Okay.
So, but it'll be on the federal fiscal year.
okay. Anything further on that?
Mhm.
Good. Old business, anything to update on the,
We had a 3-hour meeting today with Black and Veatch engineers on the first
Mhm.
draft of the process technical memo. So they have developed 5 potential options.
Hmm.
We reviewed those in excruciating detail today and gave them our feedback on what they had written. They're gonna go back, they're gonna revise the technical memo. We will submit that to the state and get their comments. And then we will have a meeting with you once we have all of the answers to,
This-
and to the technicians' questions, and then we can start
okay,
talking about
So you said 5 options?
5 different process
Does
options.
the state comment on all 5?
Yeah,
Okay,
they're gonna comment on the technical memo overall.
okay. So they don't necessarily weigh in as to which one they think is.
No, there
preferable.
will be a recommendation from Black and Veatch on what their preferred option is.
Right, but it's Black and Beach, not the
That's Black and
state.
Veatch, not the
Okay.
state, but the state will tell us, yeah, we concur with that, or that's not a really good idea because, or that's a great idea to do
Okay.
this one because X, Y, and Z.
I see.
So
Okay,
there's still a lot. They got probably another month of revisions we gave them a lot of input today.
good.
So that went very well. They're also working on the sewer line up to the ski area.
Mhm.
And they are working on, we met from 9:30 to 12:30, and then they went over to the plant with Dylan and Rich. And they went through current operations. And they're coming up with a prioritized list of repairs that will need to be done at the current plant to keep it running.
What are they doing on the sewer line to the mountain? I thought we were gonna try to abandon that.
We are trying to abandon it. They are doing work so that our attorney has information to go back to USDA and the Forest Service. Because if you remember correctly, they don't want us to build the septic system. They want us to move the waste off of the national forest and dispose of it on private property or town property.
Even though that's gonna be much more
And that's what we're trying to
in
show
terms
them.
of cost and impact on the environment,
Yes, and
the
that's
2
what,
miles or whatever it
that's
is,
what
right?
they're doing is
Right.
they're showing what the design would need to be in order to reinstall that sewer line up there to the new plant. And without talking about costs, there's a lot of potential environmental impact.
Yeah.
So
That one
we're
person,
trying to
so
make
they don't
the
care about the
argument.
costs,
They don't care about
but
the
they told
costs, so
us,
we don't
we're not even
talk
gonna
about
deal with that, but environmental.
But environmentally, it still may be a better idea to build the septic system than to reinstall the sewer line. And unfortunately, the way that the Forest Service regulations are written, you are supposed to remove all of the waste off of, you're not supposed to dispose of the waste on
Right.
Forest Service land, which a septic system would be doing that. So we have to show why that is less environmentally impactful than putting the sewer line in. So that's what we're in the process of gathering that information.
When they do the small projects approval
There's another one in
One
the fall.
in the fall, I thought I remember
I
in the fall,
don't
right?
know that
We're gonna be ready to,
able to
to-
get it, but again, it's not anything we need to do even for the next ski season. So
do you have something, Don?
there's a spring and a fall, small
Yeah.
projects
Right,
time. So hopefully by the next spring one.
Anything else on the,
Nope. I'm sorry, I don't have the action item list because I'm just been
Acting.
acting
All right,
instead
okay.
of doing the list.
we'll go over that next time.
Yeah.
Board concerns and directives. So just to start, perhaps you can repeat, for the record for this meeting, your comments about, the beaver in Corcoran Pond. I think you made some comments at the community meeting
Yep,
yesterday, so I'd like to just get on the record what the town plans are at this point.
town plans are to just leave it alone, right now. There's no immediate issue. Beavers by nature are shy, and will stay away from humans. So just if people do see the beaver, just stay away
Leave it
from
alone.
it and leave it alone, and don't let your pets interact with it. Keep them away from it, and there should be no issue.
Generally a good
Uh,
idea for
We
wildlife
for
in
any
general.
wildlife,
Right.
that's right. Even
Don't interact with the
squirrels,
wildlife,
that's right.
Yes.
right?
And we'll just let it be for right now. Should not be an issue.
Okay.
There's no evidence. There's minor evidence maybe that it's gnawing some trees around the pond,
But
but
some very little ones.
very little
Way
ones.
in the corner. Yeah.
But there's no reason right now to believe that there's a family in there, that they're establishing anything in the pond. I did talk to a biologist at the state level, a wildlife biologist at the state level. The beaver land environment around the entire state is under a lot of stress right now. There are very high numbers of beavers throughout the entire state.
So it's
Where
not
the
a question of
beaver habitat
relocating
is.
somewhere.
No, because it's already, a lot of the
Saturated.
land is already saturated. So right now, there's no reason to relocate it. Or take any other action with it. So it's not causing any problems, just let it be.
Did the
Um,
state talk about doing a census, a population
They-
census at some point?
They had a meeting last Friday of all of the biologists at the state level. It is the number one question that they are receiving throughout the state.
Yeah.
So this is happening in many communities.
That's why we're seeing them now around our
Yeah,
municipal areas. I imagine they're being
yeah,
pushed.
they're just being pushed
pushed out.
out. And
Well,
and
except
so,
I don't know that it's necessarily human pushing them out. I think their population.
no.
No,
growing
That's what I
to a
meant.
point.
That's
That-
Yeah.
that,
yeah,
uh,
they're being
that's where-
forced into looking.
other
for
beavers are
areas like,
pushing them
Because the
out.
population
Right.
Yes.
has rebounded so robustly.
correct.
And I was just trying to do some
And-
research, and it seems like Massachusetts and Vermont had population census, comparisons, so they
Mm-hmm.
can show everyone that they're, and it's just New Hampshire didn't have that number, and it
state-
would be nice to show.
The state has no policy yet about beavers. They are,
To the town.
they are
so.
they're in the process of developing some kind of policy that they can get out to us, but
Yeah.
there is nothing at the state level yet. That's what the meeting was about on Friday, is how do they address this and start dealing with it.
Well, yeah, I mean, we can infer from our neighbors' states having the higher populations that
Mhm.
they've watched over the decades and they've monitored that, so we can infer that ours is a population increase. It's just a shame that we can't.
Yeah.
assure
They can't
people that we have to-
quantify it, but they know that every
With
place.
the hearing
is
all
But
like
they
saturated.
us.
should, but they
yeah.
should quantify it. I mean, that's
Yeah.
another job.
And there's no role in this situation with regard to the Forest Service. This is strictly,
No,
Strictly a
when I
town.
did reach out to
Mhm.
the actual state coordinator person that had run the meeting last Friday, she referred me to US Wildlife Services, USDA Bureau. They are helping the state of New Hampshire, probably because of the forest. And the significant part of the state that is national forest, so. US Wildlife Services, will assist us if we have any further questions, we can call them.
Right. This is informational
Informational.
research. It's not like we had to get permission like we did.
No, there's no permissions
what
or
we did for
anything, but
the
if we need
beavers are up by
assistance,
well 4.
if we need assistance, they will come and help us if it gets
Okay.
to that point, but right now, we don't have to worry
Yeah.
about it.
Well, if that pond is drained in the winter, I think the
Well,
beaver's gonna have a problem.
Well, we don't know that it's living around here, we see
Just seen
it
it
every once in a
Every
while.
once in a while.
And maybe he's somewhere else or she is somewhere else and I don't know what they're doing when they're.
Well, we'll know if we see a lodge, right?
If
starting
we
to
see a
reveal,
lodge and then
We
we
know.
will
then
need
it's
to
probably
take
more than
steps.
one.
Yes,
All right.
I
Board-
see
go
there's
ahead.
some deer and there's a mama deer and 2 babies living in
Yes.
the woods along the golf course.
Yeah,
Probably might
I
be-
think they
might be
visit me because my
Unless-
hospice, I caught it was at 6:30 in the morning. One of them was chomping on our daylilies.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think it was the doe, the big one. Yeah.
Joe
So
and
they've
two,
been,
2 fawns.
I haven't seen the fawns yet, but they're doing a
Yeah.
number of my
I've seen him a
hospice.
couple times.
just driving in here, I actually paused on the road because there was a little fawn that just actually approached the car. So I kind of honked at it and when it finally got the gumption to go over the guardrail, but it was definitely uncertain, poor little thing.
More deer, less moose. I think that's the way it works, right?
Mhm.
Climate change and all that. Anything else on board concerns and directors?
Just wanted to
Yes,
check in
ma'am.
with the town core working group. Stuff, just to keep you guys updated. So at the planning board's request, we're looking into the AARP age-friendly communities program. And also evaluating if we think that an update to the pedestrian village study is
Mhm.
warranted. So we're kind of taking that under advisement, working towards it. The lighting, the reason I had the lighting for the transfer station was because Megan had come to talk to us about pedestrian lighting. Looking somewhat more like that style, kind of more of a lantern, modern lantern, but dark sky friendly,
Right.
compliant, thank you.
Solar.
Solar, yes. So the group, in talking about it, thought it would make sense to try, because Megan's first thought was for on the bridge, which actually she went through and speaking with the company, they did a photometric study of the bridge leading into town square in
Wow, it's like from
particular. There you can
Satellite
see-
or something? No?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or a
you-
drone?
good,
No,
but-
it's actually
satellite,
Google Earth.
Yeah.
Google Earth, and that's our bridge on Google Earth.
Yeah,
Mhm.
if you flip the pages, you can kind of see the layout of it. So just doing it with 2 lights would cover it completely.
So we could get
but-
rid of the 6 lights that are currently there. We could go, instead of 6 electrical lights, we
Right.
could go to 2 solar powered lights.
Yeah.
And get
Right,
basically the same
Same
coverage
Right.
with no
Get-
light pollution to the side of
Okay,
it, because
yeah.
if you look at their renderings, the light does not cast much further than the bridge.
Yeah.
I think it's the first picture shows you the lighting at
Yeah.
night, right there.
This one here.
right, that's the night one, right, and this would be the coverage.
Exactly.
Yeah, and we don't have to worry about a new electrical box there somewhere to
Correct.
plug our lights into, or who's gonna pay for it,
Exactly.
Correct,
Exactly.
right?
yeah.
So the group thought that, it would make sense if it's a,
And we, as part of the setup of the 2 lights here, this light down on the corner, we can get in that carriage lantern
Mhm.
form
Oh, so have it
and
consistent,
have we can do a test light down there
oh, okay,
at the same time that we put the 2 lights in.
okay,
For, I think she said 5,500 it was around 5,000, I believe, for the lights.
Yeah,
For the
Um,
bridge lights,
No,
Each.
for each of the
for
lights.
each one, okay.
But if we get this one down here, it would take the place of the current light that is there on the corner.
Mm-hmm,
It would allow us to see it in person, see what it looks like before we put it in the middle of town. And I'd like to put that light up here and check
See how
out
it
how the
performs,
light,
yeah.
what the light projection is.
Mm-hmm.
And what does it look like, because I don't want to invest 10,000 or more dollars.
right,
Putting if I said the wrong amount,
you said 55 each.
yeah. It wasn't her.
oh,
So-
okay, okay.
So,
All right.
Well, because the group was thinking, or has suggested that if this sample lantern works well, that not only would it make sense to try it on the bridge, but also on Snowsbrook Road.
remember, we
from
have
the-
dark areas on Snowsbrook Road
Mhm.
Yeah,
that
from the,
people have been talking to us.
right, from the Black Bear Lodge Town Square area up to the conference center. And potentially also on the path from the playground to the beach. Brooke has suggested that that's a highly trafficked area. So.
That little path between the
Yes,
two,
we
yeah,
could start with, the sample here and then try growing it out in that way.
sure,
Was the suggestion, and hopefully they work really well. And
Yeah.
can be used throughout the town. The only other couple things, Megan is still working on developing a custom icon for the multi-use path.
Oh,
working
yeah.
With, what's the name of the company? Megaprint, with Megaprint, gosh. And James Sununu wanted to make sure that it was clarified that the town shouldn't necessarily wait on development around the pond to do the Levitt's
Levitt
loop
loop.
that we've been talking about. And he wanted to just make sure that it was clearly understood that if the town did the Levitt's loop, that it would be up to the developer to move it and if need be, but that they
Okay.
understand they're on the same page, that proximity to the pond is what would make sense for this type of a trail. Anyway, I think that was it. And then just a quick, oh, sorry.
no, I was gonna ask, we probably get it, the revise or relook at the pedestrian study.
Yeah, so the group is kind of taking the next couple weeks to really reread through it. Our thought was that because at the time it cost $90,000 to do it, and I'm
Mm.
not sure that there's a stomach for that type of a investment again. But the one thought was that perhaps having some more targeted surveys to people, to, our current resident population is of course quite different than it was 10 years ago. But our thought was that perhaps, and also to educate people so that they know that the pedestrian village study exists. And perhaps if we find a way to be able to communicate well about it and decide whether or not surveys or something else would be beneficial, that we take advantage of the Labor Day get to know Waterville Valley event that happens in Town Square.
Mhm.
Put up a
September, right.
table and interact with townspeople that way to kind of be a potential next step. But yeah, the group is reading up and kind of thinking
Seeing if there are
through.
areas to
Yeah,
revise,
yeah.
given the development, that's,
I mean, I think we're all feeling pretty good that we were ticking things off the list and,
Yes.
maybe getting to the end of working on the study, but it makes sense to keep
Right.
moving forward. And from the MSW group, just green cones have been delivered. I don't know if
that's
you
right, I
guys
wanted to
had-
talk to you guys about that.
Uh-oh.
That sucker requires a big hole.
Well, Megan has offered to help.
I will
to
take
put
her up on
there.
that offer.
Yeah, it's I know,
Megan?
I finally
It's in
found
the-
a spot.
It's in the
because-
wigwag about it.
Yes.
Yeah,
I read
yeah,
the news
they
article.
noticed it, so it's been sitting in my front yard. I know where I want to put it now, so
Yeah,
I'll call Megan next week or say, all right, I'll take you up on your offer.
yeah.
It seemed bigger than I thought it was. Maybe I wasn't paying
It-
enough attention. I don't
No,
know.
it's sizable. It's a large laundry
Yeah,
basket.
and I kind of wonder if it's how bear proof it is.
Yeah, I know, but
So,
that's.
They
that's
say, we'll
why
see.
we're the
That's
guinea
the whole,
pigs.
that's the whole,
Exactly.
whole point. And yeah, yeah, my friend was visiting last night, so he's around.
Okay,
So I guess I'll be a
Excellent.
good guinea pig as he
yeah,
trundles through.
yeah. Um. Yeah, that was all I had for those two. I did have one other question. Unless if you guys,
Yeah, go ahead, please.
the easements that we've been talking about looking at
Mm.
for both Golden Eagle Lodge and Tyrell with the Nordic, where are we at with those? Has,
The Nordic, the Nordic's been kind of OBE by, there's some issues within the Moose Run development that James is working on. So
Okay.
the Nordic part of it, we're gonna hopefully deal with when he deals with, Moose Run.
okay,
The Golden Eagle one, I have not done on. It's on our action list, but I have not moved forward on that yet.
okay,
Speaking of easements, I believe the resort and or Tyrell will be talking about the gondola plans next week at the Race Center
Mhm.
lecture series.
Mhm.
So I'll try to make it over there. It's 5 o'clock, I guess, at the are they doing it at the
On
golf?
which day?
It's Wednesday, the 10th.
Wednesday, the 10th.
Yeah, I
5.
don't know. I don't know if they're
It's
gonna
at the golf
It's
course.
definitely at the golf.
Yeah,
golf
at the
course,
golf
okay.
clubhouse.
Yeah, so,
If they get a turnout like they had at the Snowy Owl, they better do it outside with
Yeah.
some space, cause.
Yeah.
Mm.
It's not gonna be.
that's what what I was thinking, but I try to make a point to be there to just, I'm sure the town's impact on the town and the town property will probably be part of that. Okay. Anything else, Wendy? Bob,
Okay.
did you have anything?
Well, we had the letter from Dylan on the convention center.
Yes.
I've talked to Tim Smith about that. We're looking at what the exact requirements for the grease trap will be. And we'll work with them, with the maintenance folks to do that, install a grease trap.
I just don't understand how they even passed inspection without one. I mean, it was definitely keyed in on my little cafe. I can't imagine big conference center that the state didn't point out they needed it.
Yeah,
And the cost of the town?
I'm continuing to work with him on that.
And then,
Yep. I have one very minor thing. There's a signpost, but no sign across from the golf clubhouse. It just needs to be taken down. It's where we
Okay.
used to have signs that we push to the other side of the road, park
Mhm.
here between
Yeah.
these. It's just the post left. There's no sign. It's just
Okay,
next time the guys are doing odd jobs around town.
Yeah.
Pull that out of the, pull that out. Someone stuck a glove up on,
It's a good way to rescue gloves.
the rescue gloves, yeah, but and I see that they pull the benches out there, so that's nice. It looks good,
okay.
yeah. I do wanna a couple of very quick things. I see every day, we get all these new commercial sprinkler systems going like crazy. I guess we agreed to take a look at that when we relook at our water procedures and regulations, but it's pretty obvious we're gonna have a lot of new sprinkler systems in town. I guess they're putting them in all of the green
Green
peaks,
Mhm.
but they're those front and back.
Yeah.
They're going, doesn't matter what the weather is, they're just
Mhm.
going, sometimes twice a day.
They're
Seems to
having
be-
trouble getting grass to grow.
Yeah,
It's very sunshiny.
yeah,
I'm sure it dries it right out.
yeah,
There are
That's
other
why.
plants that would work.
yeah. Sprinkling at 1 in the afternoon doesn't
Yeah, not gonna do much,
evaporate a lot of it, don't you, before
Yeah.
you get down to.
pretty much.
Anyway. What do I know? And I was reminded again that if we ever want to talk about bathrooms, we should prioritize around the beach area and not the north end of town. It's a greater need. Engage. So just something that someone brought up to me. I wanted to,
Mhm.
I said I'd mention it
Mhm.
at the board, which makes some sense. I'd imagine a bathroom there would get a lot of use.
Yeah.
That's all I had, at least that's all I remember I had. Correspondence?
Yeah, just those couple of things that I attached to the
Mhm.
NHMA has an annual legislative policy process. So
Mhm.
that if there are any new laws or changes to laws that local boards think should be moved forward, this is an opportunity to put them before NHMA and they advocate, but they go through this process on September 27th, where they actually bring a voting member in from each of the towns
Mhm.
in NHMA, and they sit in a big conference room down in Concord, and they go through all of the proposed policy positions. And say, and they actually vote and either adopt or do not adopt the policy position. So as a member of NHMA, we get a vote for that process if anyone is interested in going down there. Also, by August 9th, if there is a law or a policy position that you would like to take on any topic
Mhm.
that might come before the legislature, towns are allowed to submit floor policies. As long as they do it by August 9th, then it will be talked about on September
Mhm.
27th. So this happens every year
Yeah.
in these same timeframes.
How much sway does this actually have with the,
Oh, big. The NHMA lobbyists are at the State House for the entire session presenting these policy positions.
right, so do we assume MSW is at the forefront of other municipalities' concerns? I mean, in the
It may
taking.
be, I don't know
They didn't
what
really-
policies
list them.
they already have listed.
Okay,
They're waiting until August 9th and they will provide us with an entire list. The only problem is, if we have a particular position on MSW that we want them to take, we should fill out a floor policy
Mm.
form and submit it.
right,
It may be the same as other towns are submitting,
Yeah.
or it may be exactly contrary to it, but at least it'll be part of the discussion.
because I think we should put forward something for the state to limit the MSW that we take in from other states. I mean, that's a huge part of our problem
Mhm.
with our landfills, the New
Mhm.
Hampshire landfills being filled up. It's trash from Massachusetts, Connecticut, everywhere else. And it's shortening their lifespan
Mhm.
and making it more expensive for New Hampshire
It
municipalities.
also looks to me like, I just read something about a month ago, I think, or maybe it was on TV, I don't know, but it's like all the politicians think, landfill is a dirty word.
Mhm.
And they equate it to the stuff coming in from out of state, but there's obviously a problem
Yeah,
that the towns in New Hampshire have, and we need a landfill location.
that isn't gonna be filled up by other states. I
Yeah.
mean, I think that's what you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think there are two parts to
Yeah.
that. It is accepting the out-of-state waste and
Right.
where do we put the new landfill?
Right,
Because there has to be some way of,
I think
Disposing of
when I
trash.
read, it looked like they were linking them together, like, because of the stuff from out of state, we don't want any landfills.
Right, we don't need any
Yeah.
Yeah,
a new
Right.
one if we limited it.
well, and that's one
Right.
of the arguments
Right.
that the opponents of a new landfill are making is that if we didn't accept the out-of-state waste, we would have additional time to deal with it
right,
and not have a need for as large of a landfill or however we're gonna deal with it.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cause I
So
think
they're
neighboring
linked, but they
state
are two
prohibit it,
separate
right?
things.
I think
All
Vermont and Massachusetts
surrounding
all
states.
prohibit tape, so that's
That's
why it
correct.
ends up,
Everyone comes here.
right?
There's no one, yeah.
So the MSW committee wanna work on a floor
Policy.
policy the floor policy proposal,
I
there's a,
will run that by here. We weren't gonna meet this month.
you got till August 9th.
So there's a form
It's in the
Okay.
email, floor
Oh,
policy
just keep-
proposal form.
reading.
The link doesn't open for me,
It doesn't, oh, okay.
but it doesn't have to, because I was gonna see what it looked like, see how much detail one needed that they were looking for,
I
or
will,
whether they're just looking for a statement with this is in
Yeah.
support.
Right,
yeah, and this whole process is to give direction to the people who are actually doing the lobbying. This is the position of NHMA as an organization on this issue.
Right.
So if it isn't necessarily to craft a new bill or anything, but when a
Okay.
bill comes up, does it match the policy of NHMA or are
Right.
we opposed to it
okay.
as a group?
Right.
So that's what this whole process is about.
All right,
And then
so-
at some point, we also have to come up with a voting delegate, correct? For their conference, but that's not until late
Not
September.
until September. Yeah.
So you'll send me that link.
Yeah,
And then-
yeah,
I'll work with, cause I know Eric's gonna be away for a couple of weeks in July, but we'll see how in-depth it is and I'll make sure to run it by, we'll meet again, the 24th.
The
We'll be at 24th, yeah, if
Right,
we can get
okay.
it by then,
Yeah.
that'd be great. Anything else you guys can think of that we wanna weigh in on with
yeah, because they
NHMA?
purposely stay away from education funding because it's,
That's a
too
whole,
divisive.
that's
Yeah.
another bucket anyway, yeah, but
Yeah.
anything else we wanna have our voices heard about? We got time to think about it anyway.
Yeah.
Come up with a beaver policy. page.
Well, I mean.
Please.
yeah, Just have a more robust animal population analysis, my gosh. How
Right.
do they not have that? But that's
Okay,
relatively minor compared to this.
and I think we already went over the Dylan's
yeah, we're.
letter
working
on the conference center. I think that's any other correspondence other than those, okay. Anything else anybody would like to talk about before we move into non-public? Okay, I have a vote. Could I have a vote, please, to move into a non-public session?
Yes.
I will
So-
second it. All in favor?
I,
Aye.
Aye. All right, Sharon, if you could record. I think it's
4:39.
4:39, moved into non-public.
Oh, and this could have been such a nice short meeting. Sorry.